Hello and welcome into Talking Bengals, the world's realest podcast. We keep it real, and as Chappelle often told us, keeping it real can go wrong, and that's what's happened to Zach. He's not with us tonight. He's got a bad case of cholera coming straight out of the 1800s. But we got Nick. What's up, Nick?
Oh, just doing fine, coming off of my bad case of not cholera.
Yeah, I mean, those 1800s diseases are making a comeback. I mean, the military water is not great. I can say that because I was in the military for a long time. So, hey, if you don't drink out of the water buffaloes. I'm telling you, they don't clean those things. That's why the water tastes funny. It's got cholera or typhoid or something else. Don't sue me, Department of Defense or Department of War. Anyways, already off.
You're not supposed to drink on a cistern water as well. So, I mean, it's kind of, just don't drink it if it's not potable water, or boil it. That usually gets most of the stuff out.
See, we're so real. We are giving you the facts of how to avoid getting 1800s waterborne illnesses or amoebic dysentery. Let's avoid that one too. Let's avoid all of them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, anyways,
Did we get on the rails? That's the question. Are we on the rails yet?
We didn't even start on the rails.
Offseason's awesome. Woo!
Oh man. What do we even have to talk about? I mean, I know we have something to talk about at least with someone signing, but I mean, what do you have for us today, Casey? What was the thought process for today?
It's going to be Jalen Davis for an entire hour. Just the greatest hits of, the third, fourth, or fifth cornerback on the team. Okay. I'm all for it. It's a good signing. I think it's going to be a good signing, but does he move the needle a whole lot? No. Is it a smart depth move? Absolutely. So is it something to talk about in a time of year where there's nothing else to talk about as opposed to jumping straight into offseason dreaming? Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Jalen Davis?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a great move by the Bengals. I think the front office finally made a decent move in the offseason. We're still waiting for Risner to be signed. Still waiting for, a lot of things that essentially we just need to pick up players when actual free agency starts, right? When the real offseason begins. I think they said it was March 11th. What moves are we going to be making? I know I was watching a little snippet of the podcast with Fitzmagic and Big Wit talking about, who should the Bengals pick up, and we're probably going to talk about that here in a minute, but I mean, really picking, it was Jalen Davis, right?
Yeah.
Picking up Jalen Davis, at least we're going to have depth and a player that can actually cover somebody, but just needs more work to get a little bit more fluent in the position. At the end of the day, we're running into depth as opposed to who are we going to get as starters.
Yeah, which is good.
But at the end, I mean, I still need to see some starters. I need to see an edge rusher. I need to see a linebacker. I need to see someone on the D-line interior. And I need to see, somebody who is going to be picking up the slack where Geno Stone left off. And Josh, just to pick you up where we're at, we are talking about the Jalen Davis signing. What's your thoughts?
I think it's a solid piece. Keep around. You can always have the depth. I mean, he's not going to be like a day one starter, fringe piece that you need all the time, but when you've had to call on him, he has been reliable at times. So yeah. I like it.
Yeah, that's a solid assessment. I mean, if you're looking at the board right now, the top defensive free agents, we currently have the top defensive free agent if we wanted him, which is Trey Hendrickson, but I don't think any of us really want to do that again. I feel like it's going to be a bad decision. So let's tag and trade. I mean, likely to that happening. I don't see the Bengals are actually pulling it off. That'd be great. But if nothing else, I just really don't want to see Trey in a Bengals uniform because I don't think it's going to end well. I think it'll be another Treys of Our Lives type season, as the Growler podcast would put out there. and I'm not here for that. I don't want to see it.
Mhm.
So looking next on the list, got Khalil Mack, Bradley Chubb, Hassan Reddick, and Jalen Phillips. Jalen's what I'm going with for how you say that. Jalen
Yeah.
Phillips. All right, there we go. So I'll let you guys pick one of those gentlemen and talk about which one of them you want, and then I'll pick mine.
I mean,
Nick,
me
you're up.
personally, I'm taking off of that list. I'm taking Joey Bosa. I think Joey Bosa has the best potential out of those, as well as bringing in a leadership attitude. I think that the leadership that we are lacking on defense, I think that Joey Bosa picks that up, and I think he picks it up in stride. What we would be missing, losing Trey, we're still going to get at least a decent performance out of him as an edge rusher, and he's not terrible at run defense. So I think the best bang for your buck out of that list is Joey Bosa. Now, I think that there's some deals that we should be making to try to get somebody else, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, which one are you picking?
I would pick Khalil Mack. Solid player. He's always been good. He doesn't have the injury history that Joey Bosa has. It seems like every other year Joey Bosa is hurt and he's out half the season at least. We just went through that with Trey Hendrickson. And unfortunately, that's what probably ended his Bengals career, was being hurt. I feel like throughout the span of his career, Khalil Mack has been a better player. Yes, he's a little bit older, but that really, we need 1, maybe 2 years tops with a player like that. And I think he's still got that in the tank.
I mean, I agree with you on that one. But I like Bradley Chubb. I think he's a good player. 8.5 sacks last season. 29 years old, so he hasn't gone over the cliff yet. I'm not sure exactly when. Let's look. It says June. So he'll be turning 30, but still, get him to a 2-year deal, younger than Trey, make an impact, help some of these young guys out. We just need an impact rusher, and I don't want to wait till the draft. Because have we gotten an impact rusher in our last 2 first-round edge? No. So let's move on to somebody who can actually make a difference. I mean, other notable people here that are not edge rushers, got a couple defensive tackles, Daquan Jones, which would be really nice. John Franklin Myers, who is rising. His star is absolutely rising because the defensive line free agent class is not great. So, I mean, would he be somebody that you'd even bat an eye at most years? Probably not really. He's probably a third-tier guy a lot of years. But right now, he's looking pretty good. He's one of the top 2 defensive linemen out there. So, possibilities. I mean, a couple good safeties out there. Donovan Wilson, Kevin Byard, which I don't know who that is, from Chicago. I'm probably mispronouncing his name. I've not heard of him before.
Byard.
There you go. My bad, dude. Sorry. I'm not a Bears person. I don't watch that much NFC football. But out of everyone else that we haven't talked about yet, who do you guys think would be a good pickup? Josh, you can go first this time.
To be honest, I don't know a ton about most of those guys that you just rattled off. Like you said, they're not really marquee names. They're not big guys that you see flashed all over the place because they don't constantly light up the defense. I don't really know a ton about any of those guys. I do know Baird, though, and he is a solid player.
Yeah.
He would definitely be who I would say would help to shore up that back end.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with Byard, but I think out of the players that I haven't mentioned yet, Khalil Mack is definitely the only other player on this list that I would even take a second look at. Just quite frankly, again, veteran, he's a playmaker, and he's at a position that we need somebody. We need somebody to fill in the ranks. Again, we need the leadership. The leadership is huge, especially on the defensive side. We have it on the offense. We got Jamar Chase. We got Joe Burrow. We got T. Higgins. We got Ted Karras. We have leaders on the offensive side, but we don't have it on the defense. and the defense is where we really need it. So that's where we're really lacking as a team, because you can't count on your coaches to lead the team. You have to have players doing it. Great teams have players who lead the team.
I mean, I'd like to get Daquan Jones. I think he'd be a good pickup. I mean, he's pretty senior, been in the league for quite a while, going into his 13th year. But he could be somebody that, still productive, had 3 sacks last year, making a bigger difference. I mean, no offense, I'd take him over DJ Reader. DJ Reader to me fell off a cliff in Detroit, and I really don't have any interest in getting him back because he's not the same player he was. So Daquan Jones could be an interesting pickup. I don't think he's going to leave Buffalo at this point. He's been there for quite a while. They're going to pay him about what he's worth, so I don't think he's going anywhere, but it'd be a good little piece to bring down. Big piece. He's a big guy. I shouldn't say little. A nice big piece to bring down. He's a big guy.
Yeah. I think you're onto something with that as well. Interior defensive line is another hard spot that we need to fill. I hate to say it, but our guy in the middle, BJ Hill, he's not what he used to be. We need somebody to be more productive than what he's been in the past, year or year and a half. When we run into, I'm trying to remember his name. Who's the new guy that we drafted last year?
Oh, last year, defensive line?
Yeah. Or the year before, I can't remember.
McKinley Jackson?
No, the other.
Oh,
it wasn't McKinley Jackson.
Jenkins? Chris Jenkins?
Yeah, Jenkins.
Yeah.
Jenkins didn't really pan out the way that they thought he would. Kind of like Stewart and, just freak athletes. I mean, we really need to look for real players who've already shown production. Mm-hmm. Especially in free agency, we need to pick up guys who actually have shown that they can play, not just that they're freak athletes. Because who cares if they're freak athletes if they can't tackle? That's my 2 cents. But what else you got, Casey? What other topics are top of mind for us this week?
Oh, man. Well, that's basically all the exciting ones. I mean, we're into the franchise tag period, which I'm not really sure who the Bengals are going to franchise tag unless they tag and trade Trey. Otherwise, there's not really many people at the top of my list that I'd think to franchise tag, because everybody else you could probably sign for cheaper than what you'd have to pay them on the tag. So I really don't want to see them tag somebody just for the sake of tagging them. And Trey, the scary thing is if you tag him and a trade doesn't end up happening, then there's the majority of your offseason spent on one guy who doesn't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a dangerous game. Hopefully they're working in the background like, hey, if you want him, we'll tag him and trade him to you.
Yeah.
Like the people. Because otherwise we're going to tag him and find somebody. That's the gamble.
I think that you're right with Trey. I think we need to find somebody and then tag and trade. It needs to be that sequence of events. It's not smart to pull all of your military personnel out before the civilians. And that would be exactly what we're looking to do if we tag him and then look to trade.
Man, one of the most
doesn't make sense.
Ever. It would be a Bengal, but the reason I'm also afraid to let him just go to free agency because he's going to end up in Baltimore.
Yes, always.
And I don't want to see him in Baltimore. I don't think he'd end up in Pittsburgh because they have enough stuff going on. But I could see him in Baltimore. Yeah, probably not. But I can see him making our life miserable twice a year and the Trey Hendrickson revenge games.
No, he'll be hurt second, third game into the season, so it doesn't matter.
He won't be hurt because he's getting paid. He was only hurt. He was hurt last year because he was getting paid. He wasn't getting paid.
That's the thing. I don't think Trey is going to get paid what he thinks he should be making. And quite frankly, it's because of the injury last year. Yeah. On top of that, the year before that, while he had a good year, what other value did he bring other than being able to tackle a quarterback 17 times in a season?
That was it. Literally nothing else.
17 tackles of the literally worst runner in the backfield. Okay, that's what a sack is. You're literally tackling the least athletic person in the backfield. So, I don't want to put down the stat because obviously it's a great stat to have. But at the same token, you're literally tackling the worst runner in the offensive backfield. And that's counting the tight ends when they go in the backfield. I mean, most quarterbacks, you take out Lamar Jackson, you take out Jaden Daniels. The least athletic person on the team is typically the quarterback.
Well, running wise, at least.
Running wise, yeah.
And I don't know. I think Burrow's pretty athletic. I think he'd be a good one, but
he's athletic, but he's
a baseball. No,
he's not Jamar Chase. He's not T. Higgins. He's not Chase Brown, P. Ryan. He's not he's not Teddy or not Teddy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, why am I saying Teddy? Mikey G. He's not that athletic of a runner. He's able to get the job done because he's a hard-nosed football player, but he's not the most fluent in side-to-side motion and running.
He's probably one of the best at manipulating the pocket and knowing where pressure is coming from and getting away from it, but not looking to run constantly.
He is smart. He is athletically smart. There's a difference in the intelligence level that Joe Burrow has compared to the other quarterbacks in the league.
I mean, think about Manning. Manning couldn't outrun any of us hardly.
No.
I don't even think you can outrun me.
I don't think you can. No.
The dude was just a genius at football.
Yeah.
You don't have to be super athletic if you know the game inside and out.
Yeah, if you're able to manipulate the linebackers in the defensive backfield and the defensive line on their rush with the way that you are in the pocket, you don't really have to worry about running. You just step up here or step over there, and then you add another second or two to your drop back time, and guys get open. It's the reason why Peyton Manning was so successful. He was able to move, not necessarily quickly, but he was able to manipulate the pocket. So, I mean, are we ready to go into off-season banter, or are we just –
I got one. You brought it up. I put it in the chat earlier this week, and I'm going to run this one into the ground because I can.
Okay.
The Kelsey Brothers podcast, whatever the heck it's called, I don't know. I saw a clip where Jason Kelsey said that a baseball player could not play in the NFL. Like a Major League Baseball player cannot play in the NFL. Like they're just not tough enough. They're not this, that, or whatever. And I'm like, that may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I could name modern players that could eat. Mike Trout. You don't think Mike Trout could play? You don't think Ellie De La Cruz could be a wide receiver? You don't think, going back in time, that Adam Dunn, literally a college football player, could have played in the NFL when he's like, 6'5", 280? You don't think he could have played in the NFL because he's not tough enough? Like, in what universe are you saying? I get not every baseball player can play football, but my question is, how many football players can play baseball?
Could play baseball well enough to play in the pros.
I mean, heck, Deion Sanders was just on a podcast not too long ago on a show with Shannon Sharp where he said the hardest thing in sports is hitting a baseball.
Well, yeah, you're trying to hit a round object with another round object. Your contact point is literally like a quarter to a half an inch, depending on your barrel.
I mean, to me, I think that you'd have less football players that could play baseball than you'd have baseball players that could play football. There's too many positions.
I think Kyler Murray did get drafted.
He did, yes. He did get drafted.
As a pitcher.
Yes. Isn't it like the Diamondbacks or something drafted him?
Oh, the A's.
The A's, yeah.
Yeah, but look at it this way, right? How many baseball players have been able to play both baseball and football throughout college and actually be successful in baseball as opposed to going the other way and going to football? You don't see it very often.
Like DJ Reader was a two-sport athlete. He played baseball in college, and he chose football. Jameis Winston played baseball in college, chose football. So I'm not saying that it can't be done, but to say that a baseball player can't play football, we just named plenty of examples that can.
Yeah.
So, but
not everybody's Bo Jackson, but
yeah, you're not Bo Jackson or Neon Dion or people that can play both sports extremely well. But the fact that you're like, no, it just can't happen. I'm like, that's the most ignorant statement I think I've ever heard. Just because you can't hit a baseball, Jason Kelsey, doesn't mean that a baseball player can't hit somebody. There's several players that I think could do really well. I just mentioned them earlier, but I just thought that was hilarious. But I was like, just ignorant and arrogant all at the same time. And his brother was ripping him pretty hard for it. So at least Travis gained a little respect from me on that one, even though I despise him because he's a Chief. Probably a really nice guy. But, yeah, well, at least he was like, yeah, they can. It happens. Like, no. Yes, that they can.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, take it away with whatever topic you got.
I was going to say our little off-season banter topic, and I think Josh will appreciate this one. Your favorite top 3 Disturbed songs. And Josh, I will let you go first because I know you already have your top 3 on top of your head.
So, I really love In the Fire. Yeah, I think it's In the Fire.
Inside the Fire.
Inside the Fire, yeah. Down with the Sickness always pumps you up. Now I'm kind of torn because I love. Ooh, this is a hard one. Because
Pressure's on.
it is because everyone was always going to say down with the Sickness. The Sound of Silence or whatever. That one, yeah, it's great. I love that song. Probably doesn't crack top 10 for me. I would say my favorite is probably Stricken. Yeah.
Okay. Casey, I'll let you go next.
So I'm going to go with Sound of Silence because it's the obvious one. Really like that one. Down with the Sickness. I mean, I'll be honest, Disturbed's not one of my favorite bands. They're a good band, not one of my favorites. But my favorite song by them is definitely their cover of Careless Whisper. It's awesome.
Okay. So my favorite cover of all time is definitely Sound of Silence by Disturbed. That was their best. That was the best cover, in my opinion, that's ever been done. Their rendition of it just gives you cold chills. Outside of Sound of Silence, my top 3 in no particular order because I think they're all just like right at my number 1 for them. You have Indestructible, Stricken, and Stupefy.
Great ones.
Just the 3 songs that I can listen to at any point in time in my day when I need I need to get pumped up and like lift something heavy. That I never do that anymore, but if I ever needed to, those are my 3 go-to.
Casey, I do have to let you know because I looked it up. I didn't think so, but Careless Whisper was not done by Disturbed.
Oh, I thought it was.
That was Cedar.
That was Cedar. Dang, you're right. My bad. Sorry. Disturbed.
That's right. I was confused when you said that. I was like, what?
My bad.
I missed that one?
All the Disturbed people are going to come at me in the comments. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry.
And because it was my topic, Land of Confusion is a honorable mention.
It was very good.
So, I mean, obviously, you can just go into the Apple playlist, go to the top Disturbed songs. Literally, the top 30 songs there are awesome. But at the end, at the end of the day, it's kind of like picking your best Metallica songs. They're all good.
Yeah, I did better with Metallica. Anyways, I think we're on to something here. And since it's off season, we got some time to kill. What are some other surprisingly good covers or really good covers?
I got one.
I like Metallica's Turn the Page.
That is very good, yes.
Yes, I do love both versions of that song. They do.
Yeah, Bob Seger and Metallica's Turn the Page are really good.
So since you did Metallica, and before Josh jumps in with it, because Josh has a whole list. He's about to rattle off like 10. But I actually surprisingly really like Miley Cyrus's version of crap. Why am I drawing a blank on the name of the song? It's
Party in the USA.
No, it's Metallica song. What am I thinking, Josh? Nothing Else Matters. She does a good cover of Nothing Else Matters.
You're asking me, but you said Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, but you know the Metallica songs. So
yeah,
Casey's also part of that Bieber Fever thing.
Totally. Hey, I'm just saying.
You're a
that's good
believer.
cover. I may not know the rest of her music, but that's a good cover.
Hey, nobody's perfect, Casey.
We know you like the Beatles.
The Beatles were like one of the best pop rock bands ever.
The Beatles were the 60s version of NSYNC.
And NSYNC was like the best 90s pop band there was.
It was the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back, all right.
They were both like neck and neck. They were both the
90
90s.
Degrees in O-Town.
Dude, they were like those Backstreet Boys and NSYNC were kind of like the Beatles and
the Monkees.
Yeah, the Beatles and the Monkees. The hard part is that at that time you also had some really good country western songs and like outlaw country. And then you had a lot of crossover between like Hank Williams and Waylon Jennings, and there's just the 50s, 60s, and 70s was such a good time for good music.
Yeah, as long as you avoided the Beatles.
That is including the Beatles. Thank you very much. Casey, you were part of the minority.
I never said I wasn't.
Your dissenting opinion was heard, and we struck it from the record because it was just idiotic. It was like that Billy Madison quote.
You're awarded no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. All right, Josh, what covers do you got?
I've got two that I really love. One is Bad Wolves. They did a cover of Mama, I'm Coming Home, Mozzie. That is
a good one.
So freaking good. Beautiful. My favorite cover, though, is probably Stone Sour doing Wicked Game.
Yes, you took mine. That was going to be the next one I was going to bring up. I love that one.
His voice is perfect for that song. He does it better than
Chris
Isaac.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't have that weird like in his voice like Chris Isaacs does.
All right. I have one for you guys since we're on the music topic. Who has the best vocals of all time? And if it's not Freddie Mercury, you're wrong.
When you isolate his vocals, they are phenomenal. It's crazy.
The way he's able to go from low to high, back to low, back to high, out of nowhere. You how do you match that?
But I mean, are we talking rock singers? Because there's other people who have a better range than Freddie Mercury for any kind of music. And I love Freddie. I'm not putting Queen down at all. But
It's Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, if you're saying complete, just pure 100% vocal talent, I think there's people that have more of a range than he does. But as far as in rock music for that genre, yeah, he's got a lot of range.
Okay, who would you name that has a better vocals than Freddie Mercury?
Whitney Houston is one of them. She can literally hit every note imaginable,
like nails on a chalkboard.
What? Just because
like
you're
Taylor
not
Swift.
into,
Like
just
Taylor
because
Swift,
it's not your
nails
type
on a
of
chalkboard.
music. So you're telling me "I Will Always Love You," Whitney Houston, is not a great song? That her vocal range is not incredible?
Okay, Celine Dion. If you listen,
Celine Dion's another one I was going to bring up. She has a great vocal range.
The best female vocal range, I would argue, is Celine Dion.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I mean, she's another one on the list.
I don't know, Mariah Carey, that high note she hits.
Mariah Carey, 90s to early 2000s, Mariah Carey had a good range.
Not saying I like her, not saying I enjoy it, but it is crazy high pitched. It's like a dog whistle.
I mean, she has a very big range. I mean, all three of those have powerhouse ranges as far as their ability to sing, multiple different octaves and all those other fun things that music people do that I'm not a music person, so I can't do. But I mean, yeah. So I think saying Freddie Mercury.
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin's another good one.
Gladys Knight.
The Righteous Brothers. One that you
Temptations.
So you're talking. There's a lot of people that have great ranges.
The Temptations, if they would have had the recording, the actual sound recording that we have nowadays with their voice, wow.
Yep.
Just wow. I mean, they were great on the old stuff.
So groups, it's hard to top because I mean groups. You also have like Boys to Men's, another group that has a great vocal range and a lot of good hits. But a single, we got to go back to single artist here.
I'm going to throw one out there that I don't think you all will really know too much. Miles Kennedy of Alter Bridge.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
So when Creed split up initially, basically everybody from Creed got a new singer. His name is Miles Kennedy. The dude is amazing. They're probably my favorite band. I love everything Alter Bridge. They're amazing. First thing I ever heard of them was I can't remember. It might have been. It was a pro wrestler who was walking out to one of their songs from their first album. Amazing. Like, that song, he gets pretty freaking high.
I mean, you're not really supposed to do that in front of people, getting that.
Well, it depends on where you're at. But in certain states, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else would be a good one. Steve Perry from Journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would be another good one.
Oh my gosh.
Even the new guy they got.
Yeah, the other guy, he sounds just like Steve Perry. Like he's very
from the Philippines or something.
Yeah, very similar.
Is that Adam Lambert that went from
No.
Queen to Journey?
No.
Journey's had the same lead singer now for like 15 years. They had like a mix of people from like 88 to through the early 2000s. And then they found the guy that sings for them now, and he's been their lead singer for quite a while. I think who'd be another one? Country singers, Reba. Reba has a great range. Younger Reba, older Reba, not quite as much, but
I love Reba.
Yeah, she could hit every note.
That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm trying to think of a male country singer that I'd say has a great range.
I think Keith Urban can get kind of high up there.
Vince Gill. If anybody remembers Vince Gill from the 90s, he had a great
High on the Mountain.
Yeah, great voice. There's a lot of good ones.
Oh no, I think Brad Paisley has a really he has a great voice.
Falsetto.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Like just the range that he sings in. It's not that he has like huge range. It's that he's really good at staying in his range and then matching the tone and volume that his band's playing behind him. So I mean that's really good.
Chris Stapleton.
Yeah.
Yes.
He has a very good voice.
Chris Stapleton has. Oh my gosh, we can talk about this for years.
That's what I was saying. We're going to go on this for the rest of the offseason, guys. We're just going to continue this conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So our biggest dream, what if, for this Bengals offseason? If you could go out and get any player in the league that would fit in this, we're going to say defense, because obviously we shouldn't change anything with the offense. Defense. If we could get anybody on the defense, how would you get them and why?
Okay, so hold on. So do they have to be a free agent or can it be anybody?
If you could make a deal for anybody that's out there, how would you make the deal and why?
Okay, I got mine easy right now.
Go.
I want Myles Garrett. I'm giving up our first 3 picks for Myles Garrett. I'll totally do that in a heartbeat. Because the game, it's a totally different ball game. You have a guy who can wreck the game from both sides of the line, can also help with run defense when it's needed. You don't really need to worry about your first 3 picks. It'll work itself out.
Josh?
I'm going to go Max Crosby.
Miles Crosby. We're going to mix them.
We're going to mix Myles Garrett and Max Crosby together.
That's cheating. That's not a real player.
So you said it's a dream scenario, right?
Yep.
Your mom goes to college.
I don't think
Dang
so.
it, Tina, eat your dinner.
I mean, they're going to give up the 3rd round pick this year and a 4th next.
Yeah, I think that's doable.
I mean, here's what I would say. I say tag and trade Trey. Make the deal already with the Browns. Tag and trade Trey to Myles Garrett. Give this upcoming year's 1st and 2nd round draft picks for that to get Myles Garrett.
It would have to be like a first next year or something. It would have to be a lot.
Yeah,
They're getting They're getting an edge rusher in Trey, who is top of the line free agent, and they're getting another first round pick and a second round pick for 2026. I think that is more than doable, more than worth it.
I mean, that's a totally different defense right there. You don't even. I mean, would we do additional things? Yeah, you'd have to. You still have money available to do stuff. But that's what going 100% all in would look like. Now, are the Browns going to do it? I highly doubt they'd even pick up the phone for that. Because they're like, no, we love this guy. We're going to keep him forever. He is the face of our franchise. We have no one else to be the face of our franchise. It's not going to be Shador Sanders. But, yeah, if you could get Myles Garrett and then you fill in, the safety room with a couple guys here, whoever your third, fourth, fifth round draft picks are, whatever it is, that guy just changed your defense right now. Even without doing any other moves, you go from being a bottom of the barrel defense to being at least middle of the pack if he's healthy all year.
At least. I mean, I think that's self-explanatory. I think, if I were to compensate and say something a little more realistic, I think that going out and getting Max Crosby, I would do a straight up trade for tag and trade Trey over to him and give him like a third or fourth round pick.
Yeah, I think that could be a good deal. I mean, those are what we need. We need a pass rusher of some sort, and it needs to be an impact guy. It can't be a bargain barrel, end of the line free agency, somebody pick up in June. It needs to be a real guy, because what did Trey do when he came in? He was a real guy. And when you combined him with DJ Reader at that point in his career, real guy. Combine that with Mike Hilton, real guy. Von Bell, real guy. You hit 4 real guys in 2 years, and they made a massive difference on that defense. So if you could bring in at least one real guy that's up front who can make a huge difference for everybody on the backside, how much easier is it to play safety or corner when somebody gets to the quarterback? It's a lot easier.
Yeah, when you don't have to cover them for 10 seconds every play.
Yeah, makes life a lot easier. So, Josh, you got any fun topics you want to bring up before we close this thing out?
I mean, I feel like all the music topics have been sufficiently covered today. We have a lot more weeks to go. I think let's save some, but I think we've gone through enough of them. I'll come up with a good one for next week.
All right, sounds good. So, what are your closing thoughts then, Josh?
Well, hopefully they can, just not stay quiet, go after somebody in free agency. I'm with you guys. I don't have any desire to hold on to Trey. He's been great. We thought it was going to be an even trade, basically, getting rid of Lawson for him, but it was a big upgrade, and we're forever in his debt to making their defensive line good. But you know what? It's time to move on. Bigger and better things. So,
amen.
I say good luck. Enjoy your next home.
Word. Nicholas?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plug the socials and all that just to get that out of the way so you don't have to.
Hooray.
So, everybody, like, follow, subscribe to us. Check us out, cznnenterprises.com. We got our storefront up. Check out our shirts. We got some cool merch. Also, check out Dubby Energy, dubby.gg. Use our promo code TBCFB. I believe it's 10 for a 10% discount off of your any purchase there. Get you a little pick me up. Again, follow us at Talkin_Bengals, all your socials. Also, check out our storefront at cznnenterprises.com. Also on Etsy, check out at CZN Enterprises. Final thoughts. God, I hope something interesting happens. Today.
Well, enjoy the nice weather, people. If you're in the greater Cincinnati area, it's actually bearable for February. It's pretty nice. It's been a good couple of days. Should continue, I think, for at least a few more, except for some crazy weather possibility Thursday. So stay safe out there. Get through the off season. Your Sundays aren't being ruined right now. So there's positives to think about. Just enjoy your nice time here. Baseball starting, World Baseball Classic's getting ready to come up here in a couple weeks. If you don't like baseball, you're wrong. Reevaluate your life and start liking baseball. And then you know what? This is the time where we can think the Bengals are going to be great. They have not proved us wrong yet. So let's just steep that optimism until it has to become cautious pessimism if they don't do anything. But let's keep it on a positive note here and hoo-day.
Who day?